Woohoo!
Hello and welcome everybody. I hope my little doohickey thing will catch up and we'll start seeing like people's faces as they talk, but who knows? Who knows? It's been a bit temperamental lately. So yes, everyone, welcome back to the Dumbass class with me, the Dyslexic Gamer, as we carry on our tabletop RPG night with some more Dark Heresy, Inquisitorial Profiteers. To protect his domain, part 3. So, in the last episode, our group of inquisitorial acolytes, I suppose.
And
Yes.
no one has ever heard from him again.
Yes.
Hey, you're back.
Got very quiet there.
Did I go somewhere?
Yes.
Yeah, you cut out.
You
Into the silent land.
How long?
You were fine on
for?
the stream. You were...
5
No,
seconds,
you're
maybe 10.
Yeah.
Huh, how odd. I'll try and keep Discord open and keep an eye on my latency. So, our group of inquisitorial acolytes had decided that they would follow one of their targets, a corrupt Arbite. I believe it... I can't actually remember which one you're following. I've got it in my notes. But after... Yes, the one that assaulted poor Ezio, and then took money off of poor Mordecai. Because yes, the group did try to follow the Arbite unsuccessfully, as he found them once the team, Ezio and Mordecai, lost track of their target. After getting some money out of them to be on his way and carry on enjoying his night, the group back at the section of the hive that housed the Arbite's HQ waited long enough to see a youngish, gender unspecified scribe almost teeter and topple down the stairs leading down the Arbite's fortress precinct. But fortunately she caught herself, and after a concerned tech priest and chirurgeon checked in on her patient, a small friendship bloomed and some information was passed over. And with that information, the group decided to act fast. So they got in their hired car and they got their driver to take them to the destination, or as close to as possible. They found a underground, well, this is all underground or in a building, car park where they parked up, and after finding directions to the Salty Nipple, which cost our dear friend Mordecai a slap. Which one of you got a slap? I think it was Ezio.
Mordecai.
Mordecai. Mordecai got a slap because he asked an old lady where the titty bar was. She wasn't impressed.
Yeah, that sounds like a Mordecai thing.
So
I was the one who successfully managed to get the info. And then I got sent back to the car.
yes, the two individuals who were identified by the Arbite very smartly decided that no, we'll sit this one out, as the rest of the group went forth to find the Salty Nipple. And they found it. A disgusting dive of a bar that is basically a brothel, biker bar, hobo bar, and mafia hangout, kind of. After going in and seeing just that the outside was as dirty as the inside, the group sat down, and after hiring the house's special, which Hector successfully analysed and informed his master that, no, master, don't drink it. It's rot gut, master. It'll make you go blind. After Liliana had already downed her glass, Jenny pushing hers away, and also pushing away the two girls that came along with their drink, Rot Gut and Salt. licked off a salty nipple. Apparently, as this place is licked off a nipple, is this bar's specialty. They shortly after, witnessed the brutality of this place, as it turns out that all the bar girls, the waitresses, apart from being in skimpy little outfits,
Wait,
Well,
they
so-
had outfits on?
well, yeah, you know, a loincloth. About it.
An outfit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, a slave collar. You know. They found out that they were all on a fuck, what was it called? A kill list? No, a death list? No.
Deadpool.
Yeah, Deadpool. A death pool, basically.
Oh yeah, that.
So each one had a bet placed on how long they would make it. After that, I believe the group had a few moments to discuss as one of the group, Darius, went off to release the beast and was unaccosted as he went in to make water, the Emperor, and made his way back as the camera zoomed out. So, if you come over to the right of your screens, to the right of the screens, you'll see there's a map. There's a map. It's
What
a shitty,
map?
It's a shitty little map. The right of
We
your
see
screens.
no map.
Yeah, so drag yourself right.
Oh, this map.
Yes.
It's tiny.
It is. It's tiny.
It
It's
doesn't
just to
need a
give
map.
you.
It's not tiny. It's compact.
It's not the size that matters.
It does.
That's what she said.
So we have a map. I know it's only small and shitty, but I'm hoping you guys aren't going to do anything too violent. But if you do, this will help you note where everything is. So, the purple thing at the top, which isn't in the stream, is the door, entry and exit, obviously. There is actually another door over here, but this is basically VIP. Bar start. We'll do it in purple. Well, no, because then it looks the same color. We'll do it in dark blue. And it would open inwards. No. Yeah. Yeah, so it opens inwards.
Not gonna lie, that looks black.
I know, it's so blue that it looks black. So there is 2 doors leading in and out. The player characters are down in the bottom left hand table. The girl was thrown over to the top right, and she has been cleared away now. Most of the tables, as you spend a bit of time looking around, most of the tables do have a few patrons drinking. Pretty scummy looking individuals. The table directly opposite you, there is a catwalk type deal, and then there is the table directly opposite you. There are 2 individuals there who are quite well dressed for this establishment, and they seem to be not partaking in the bar's specialty. They seem to have an amber looking fluid in their glasses.
Like my own sack.
Oh yes, sorry, I forgot. You got an Amasec, didn't you? So yeah,
Yeah.
they've got the same as you, Darius. But
Is it a real one? Or is it just a
Right.
fake knockoff?
it's guard issue Amasec. So it's what
Yeah.
they get in the ration packs, which is the cheapest, easiest to manufacture.
If it was any more bitter, it'd be vinegar.
I mean, if it was me, it was probably some substitute even worse.
So, as you're sat, you can see that there are 2 characters over here. We're just going to put C on here. And the other 4 tables have just got randoms in. So, as you're sat drinking and discussing, as Darius comes back to the table, our servo skull comes down from the rafters and the pick feed lights up as the very ratty looking curtain at the end of the catwalk lights up with a lumen globe that is lit in its direction. And ladies and gentlemen of the salty nipple, we have some special entertainment for you tonight, and of note, this entertainment, if you so wish, can be purchased, as we have a work contract for this spicy little number, which we are happy to be rid of. May I present to you maybe her first and last performance, Miss... what did... Important names. No, it's Inquisitorial names. God damn it.
Oh.
Miss... Oh, where did I... So many names. So many names. It's not planetary, it's not rogue. Is it this one? Did we... Oh, there we go. Miss Jane Poison. You hear from the 4 tables behind you, from the patrons who are standing up, just this booing and hissing as the curtain raises up, and Liliana, you see a face, battered, scarred,
it's my barmaid.
that you recognise. And don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, this little piece of crumpet here is gang affiliated, so the work order is completely legitimate. Isn't that right, my dear? As she's lifted up by one of the big brawlers, and her skirt is ripped off. On her thigh, you can see a gang tattoo of a pair of lips, painted green, with a water drip coming off, also painted in green, tattooed in green.
I assume we are very much aware that this is the poison kiss symbol.
Yes, you would be very much aware that this is the poison kiss mark. Yeah. After having her tattoo shown, which is on her thigh, the thug then throws her basically onto the middle of the stage, where she clatters onto the stage, sliding slightly, going into a fetal position as the characters in the 4 table behind you and along the bar and around the bar all begin to boo, hiss, and throw glasses at her. Can each of you roll a 1d100? On a 10, they hit. 10 and
Oh
lower.
no! How can...
Oh fuck.
Only the ones there, or...
Yeah, only the ones there. Actually, no, all of you can, because it's extra glasses. So you can all throw a glass.
I really need to shut up.
I mean, they're just
You
going to
do, Abby.
transdimensionally
You really do.
teleport the glasses to us somehow.
Warp rift.
Oh dear.
Bean, are we doing it, or...
Oh yes, please, Albie. I'd like a 1d100.
Boom, boom. Damn it,
Do 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 do.
But sadly, as there is smashing of glasses all round the catwalk, no glasses hit her. One comes very close, almost skimming her shoulder, but Liliana, you can release your held breath as No glasses land. So she stays in a fetal position for a couple of minutes. As the crowd begins to get bored with what they're doing. Well, this won't do, will it now? You need to dance for us, lovey. Dance! She just sits cowering, as he does a big sigh and gesture with his hands, reaches into his coat pocket and pulls out a controller with a button on it. Well, those that don't perform, well, they get the shocky. And he hits the button. She begins to convulse violently as her legs shoot out from her, and she hits the floor, shaking. After a moment, she is now sobbing and crying as she manages to, 1d100. How can... 35... yeah, go for it. She gets up off the floor and begins to feebly dance for the crowd's entertainment. Can everyone roll another 1d100? Now 20 and up and down. As the crowd begin to throw objects at her, spit at her.
Ugh.
You're gonna make me feel guilty about it.
You're meant to hate these motherfuckers.
Yeah, I hate them already, thank you.
Can we get
Oh.
one from Mordecai and one from Ezio? As you see two
Is that
bottles.
damage?
No, you see two bottles fly past her before one of them just hacks up a grolly and spits, hitting her on the body. He cheers with his mates. Can you all give me a awareness check? I was thinking of which one it was this time. Awareness. If you think your character is, if you think this is affecting your character, apply a -10. Like this situation, I should have added.
Target 23 then.
It is affecting my awareness a little bit because I'm concerned.
Corn demands, I watch.
Juliana is apparently feeling kinky with that roll.
So Nash is happy with that.
Hey man, whenever I can, if I can please Lanesh, I'm happy.
So,
Execute immediately.
15 minutes go by of what was her name? Jenny? No, it wasn't Jenny. Jane.
It's Jane.
Of Jane feebly dancing, of objects being thrown, and her just... For those of you who are friends with the Poison Kiss, this is a terrible, torturing moment. Please roll me willpower.
Did we ever get
Liliana.
the number of anyone within the Poison Kiss?
Yes, you have the Poison Kisses
I will
club
reroll.
number. So for the Golden Eagle, I think their club is called, off the top of my head, you have their number. You also have not a direct line to Ceres, but you have a number where you can leave messages with Ceres that then get passed, like with her assistant or something of the
Yeah.
like.
I mean,
It's Thirsty Eagle.
Thirsty Eagle.
I was about to ask something, but then I forgot.
Liliana.
Oh yeah, can you use microbeats subvocally?
As far as I'm aware, you can.
Is it
But I'm not
dependent on
sure.
quality?
Yes, I'm not sure if normal ones can.
Okay, wasn't sure.
I think good quality and up, you can subvocal.
Probably. You
Because
definitely can with
normal is like guard issue. So,
Okay.
no one noticed. Liliana, you do not gain any insanity. As you watch and time goes on, 15 minutes pass, and two girls come out from backstage, one either side. They come out, and they don't seem like the other girls in this establishment. Like, the girls you've seen bringing drinks and abused would be the best word to use for their demeanor and just how they're acting, submissive. The two girls who come out show none of that. These look like proud, happy women who haven't had anything bad happen to them. They're all smiles and doing as they come down, they go down on their haunches and blow kisses to your group and to the group on the opposite side of the table. You see them wave at the men at the bar, and then they move along and give more kisses and more waves and showing more cleavage, picking out favorited customers, patrons, before getting either side of Jane and beginning to basically do like burlesque dancing with her not really knowing what's going on, taking the piss out of her. That all passes. So another 15 minutes go by of humiliation. Can you all give me awareness checks?
Where the fuck's that Arbite? No.
God fucking damn it.
Wait, Darius, are you even in with us?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Darius is.
Yeah.
I'm the one here with all the fucking guns. Of course I'm going with you guys.
Any of you want to have a reroll?
I'm going to use my fate point reroll.
You know what? We're not in hard parts of the game yet. I will give you the extra 2 for this time. So, as Darius, as you can see that Jenny and Liliana are quite distressed. You've seen shit. You've seen horrendous stuff on the battlefields. You've never seen anything quite this brutal done to shame someone, and you find it a bit difficult to watch, and you begin checking out the people around. A quick glance over to the table directly opposite from you. One of the characters there is just not watching at all. He seems to be doing something else, but you're not quite sure what. The other character is watching, but he has a really stony looking face, like a stony looking glare on him, which gives you an unsettling feeling, but nothing other than that. As you look around, the jeering crowd has amassed. They've got closer to the stage now, and some of them are throwing over thrones and other small denominations of currency onto the catwalk. But as you go through the faces, wait, hang on a minute. How long has he been there? You see the Arbite. He is stood about here. Right behind a number of people who you would imagine look like his enforcers. Their dress is a lot better than the other patrons, but their attitude and behaviour is no better.
Right. Okay, I'll kick whoever's closest foot. I suppose that would be Jenny or, well, it has to be either Jenny or Liliana. And motion with my head, just quick kind of jolts to the side and over there. Try and keep it. Well, I'm sure there's a bit of a commotion, so I don't need to whisper too much.
It's quite loud in here. There is music
yeah.
pumping, out as well. I'm just not putting that music back on. It's very 40k
That's fair.
grunge, but it's terrible.
Well, going over to the rear and just kind of that's him over there. We down front of the towards the door. Shit.
You were both aware of him.
Well, we can't
Can I
exactly.
see?
We can't exactly kill him here.
Can I see what he's drinking?
He seems to be drinking Amasek. Give me another awareness check, plus 10. Yeah.
That fucked up. Oh shit! Never mind.
Now when you're looking at his Amasek, now you get a good dice. Damn it. So yes, with 6 degrees,
Priorities.
with 6 degrees of success, his Amasek is not the same as yours. His Amasek looks a much more golden, amber nectar kind of colour. It has like a glisten to it, whereas yours just kind of looks like pee. Kind of like, someone who really, really needs to drink some water, But as you got a 6, I will give you a little bit more. You can see the Arbite, and it looks like he's got 4 enforcers with him. He's drinking good Amasek. You can actually see the bottle in one of the enforcers' hands. He's carrying it. All the enforcers have very small, not shot glasses, but like small tumblers. They have maybe 2 fingers worth of Amasek, whereas the Arbite has like 6 fingers. And he is taking big swags as he drinks it. You would also notice that the 2 gentlemen over they have not touched their drinks. They've got the same drink that they had last time, and it has not gone down. Like, they hold their drinks and they talk and they move it around a bit, even as he's got this stony look towards what's going on. He does turn to his companion, and they put their drinks down a lot, and that's when you notice every time they put their drink down, it's at the same level, and you haven't seen them take a drink, even though you're looking at the corner of your eye and at your peripheral vision. You would also, it's a 6. You would see that the table seemed to be divided. So the 2 on the left seem to be of one manufactorum, and the other on the right seem to be of another manufactorum.
Okay. Shit. All right. I'll try and convey as much of that to whoever as I can.
So I would probably, to give you some sort of reference, this isn't quite club loud. In here, we're talking like busy bar, or a busy bar. For you guys to talk normally, you probably wouldn't be able to hear each other very well. You might just get the gist of what's going on. So you have to lean over the bar to actually be heard well. So naturally, without any assistance, these people can't really hear what you're talking about from one table to the other.
Do you remember that Gretel is sitting next to Liliana?
Yeah, that as well.
Okay, one slave is close enough to hear what's going on. Maybe 2. I don't think they're going to care what you're talking about.
The enforcers, his little fucking retinue. How pushy do they seem? Like, people, are they mixed in amongst the crowd, or are they like kind of pushing everyone away? So they're forming their own little island in the middle of the fucking.
They
people?
have their island, but they are letting people come up to its borders. So they're not pushing the clientele away, but they are definitely keeping space for the Arbite to have his little area to move around in. So whilst the
What about
enforcers are getting squashed, from behind, the Arbite is the last person of the group. There aren't any other patrons behind him. And
Okay.
when new people do come in, he does check them out. No one stands behind him at the moment, but yeah, he seems to be making sure that there's no one in his blind spots, as far as
Where
you can
would
tell.
be the closest enforcer then? Like, that's still kind of close to a crowd. It's gonna be fucking difficult. What I'm thinking, but there. All right. Okay, so that's enforcer. That's enforcer. That's Arbite. That's his little bitch squad.
The scales of justice.
Not so much. I'll probably run this by Jenny, but first, right, you know that there's. Well, you were the one that said that there's crack in this fucking salt, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much of that would you need to put into rather decent AMSEC to get someone a little bit?
GM ballpark math. How much?
So you would notice the salty taste. By the time it was trace amounts.
Yeah.
So you would need to put so much
Not
of this
exactly
stuff in.
something-
If you can get
It's
the bottle away
immediately
from,
apparent that it's not.
Right. So even if they're if they're cutting the fucking shit with.
Besides,
salt with-
remember we were supposed to make it look like not the thing, and that would
Yeah,
most certainly make it look like the thing.
I'm not talking about the Arbite though.
Who then?
Enforcers. One of them gets shit faced and has to be taken away. I doubt the Arbite himself is going to like get rid of them out of the back or anything. It'll be the other enforcers have to drag him out or do whatever. That'll leave the Arbite alone for a couple of moments.
Do you want to
It's a
whack
possibility, otherwise he might go with them anyway.
Do you want to whack him here?
I don't know. It seems fitting that
We could, but we would have to make a breakneck exit, probably chased by the enforcers, and we probably wouldn't be able to show our faces in the middle high for a while.
yeah. All right. The next point.
Liliana would have looked at the Abites, but then she would be focusing on Jane again. And she would just say, it's probably best for you to make sure someone else goes after them in here and then us going after them. Like, say, those dudes over there that haven't drank anything yet.
You mean not drinking?
Yes.
That actually brings up to my next point. God fucking damn it. Sorry. I just saw something. What do you make of those? The Manufactorum folk. It was Manufactorum, wasn't it?
No. So which ones? The two tables of factions, this one? No, they're just two individuals who look far better dressed than anyone else. You guys all kind of matching clothing type and cleanliness.
Which was the one with the opposing factions then?
That
the
was
faction.
the two tables up of yellow. That's a faction, and that's a faction.
Okay.
You do notice that there is a bit of, so where the enforcers are, they are not the front of the crowd. The crowd goes up to the. I'm running out of colours. We haven't gone with red, so there are people all the way along here chucking coins and notes and don't know what that was. But they are from both sides of the two separate manufactorums, and you do notice that when they bump, there is some hostility there. Some they're not pushing, barging a little bit of their shoulders and clearly like trying to be protective of their area, of their space, if that makes sense. So
They're trying to make sure they have their own space. They're just kind of like, hey, this is our place. Fuck off.
Yeah, it's like when you see two different schools, the cool kids picking the same spots, and there's that hostility because they're from their different schools, and they both think that they're big stuff. So there's that posturing and that, don't let Manufactorum A get away with this. Well, Manufactorum B, look at them fucking pushing in here. We were here first.
It's basically
God,
just
this is like a
hooligans.
fucking football teams.
Yeah.
Go over there and tell them that that guy over there fucked your mom. It always works.
It's just a distraction in the waiting if needed.
Yeah. I mean, with the people we've seen in here already, it seems like they'd probably fucking fight because that's just, the fucking state of this place.
You do remember that there are 3 massive bouncers who so far have killed
2 people?
2 patrons and a girl.
Oh, yeah.
Or possible 2
patrons and a girl.
patrons.
Fuck. Sorry. Right, fuck. Right, what do you guys think? Or gals think. Sorry.
I mean, I've got an idea, but I don't know if I'm allowed to share.
I mean, I could try and talk on the Vox. If it gets through the whole
Yeah, no, don't do that.
audio
Then.
defense.
I think we should pit these people against one another and make them fight. And in the confusion, we kill the Abainis.
Was
I
it quieter in the
hope you
bathroom?
have a
I would just go
silent
mafia
way.
style.
Look, all I'm saying
ahead.
is, I
Guns
fire
blazing.
my pistol. People gonna hear.
All my pistols people are going to hear.
And I'm gonna just give like the look to Liliana, unless you have alternative means.
No, we've already talked about this. We can find that.
Liliana
No,
is
I mean-
focused still focused on Jane, but I'm gonna use Silentians to check if there's anyone now here, because before there wasn't. But
Those people really like hammering shit.
I failed.
You
I'm
just
gonna
don't
use
know.
a fate point. Actually, no, I'm not gonna use a fate point. I'm just gonna take from what I knew before and say, I can suggest some people to do some things, but if there's a new psyker around, I will not say psyker. I will say if there's anyone else around that might notice.
Do I see any twists?
Ooh. Scrutiny perception.
Oh, I closed my shoot. One second.
No, to be honest with you, I don't think there would be twists in this bar. I get the feeling that the acid mutants. I get the feeling that the acid riot are purists at heart. Yeah, I think they would just use them for slave labor at best, cannon fodder at worst.
Right. The staff in air quotes. What exactly do they look like? They don't have like a set uniform or anything.
For the girls, loincloth, slave collar. For the barman, not really. He kind of has that wasteland bar. You know, everything's mismatched on his person. You could see that he's added bits of leather to his outfit to just give him a bit of protection against thrown bottles and such. He looks like, he looks like a bit of a prick, to be honest with you. He's just got that look about him of just being an absolute dick. But then thinking to yourself, yeah, you'd have to be a bit of a cunt to work in a place like this. Yeah.
Right.
As for the bouncers, not really. They don't have any matching outfits.
But they're big and swole.
Yes.
Very big.
Side note. Where is Gretel on the Deadpool?
She hasn't been added.
Okay.
No. Alright, fuck. God damn it. What the fuck do we do, guys? Come on.
I mean,
I know you're
shooting is
focused
always
on
an
getting Geo.
option. Shooting is always an option. It's a very bad option, but it's an option.
Sorry, the hammer keeps staring me. These groups are hostile to one another, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It's a distraction to making like this said.
I would like to cast suggestion.
Maybe get rid of Gretel first before you try doing anything like that.
It's
Because-
just suggestion.
Yeah,
Suggestion, I don't say anything, and I don't really manifest anything. Suggestion is a minor spell power.
Have you thought it all through yet?
No, I have not.
yeah, that's the. I'm not 100% sure because if you start doing, because if I remember correctly, you don't just will stuff with Saggers. There is a little bit of a like hand gestures and shit alongside it, is there not? I don't really run Saggers that often, so I'm not 100% sure.
You do have to manifest the power, and in manifesting the power, you're not just thinking really hard. It does take concentration of, psi level dependent. In trying to think in like eyes and horn and things like that. So the more power you put into it, the more frost that can appear, the more the temperature can change. Psychic powers can also change global weather events if they're powerful enough. Using a minor power, Yeah, I think the more attempts you have at it, the more the room would get colder. Again, depending on what psi level it is. As for when they look at the person, as far as I'm aware, there's no real, it might just be a simple case of you're rubbing your eyes for a moment and, thinking, closing your eyes hard, but that's very easy to hide. That's one of the reasons why psychers are so feared by the higher ups of the Imperium. However, whilst this thinking and talking is going on, another 15 minutes have passed. The exertions that poor Jane has been put through seem to be catching up with her, along with the exertions of whatever else she's been through. And the announcer comes back up as the girls bow and begin to pick up all the currency around the catwalk area. The announcer comes up. So, gentlemen, and a few ladies if you're out there. He kind of laughs to himself at that. We will be having a special auction. Yes, for a one-time only deal for a work contract, I might add, of indentured servitude. He pulls out the contract and a data wafer.
That's our chance to get her out, if you want to go that route.
The two groups begin talking to themselves, gathering together, and okay, how much can we put in? How much can you put in? All right. How? Between the two groups, the Arbeits enforcers also seem to be eyeing each other up, and you're not quite sure if how they're telling each other how much money they've got, but you imagine maybe with hands. After a few moments, do I hear for this lovely piece of meat? One of the God Emperor's thrones. Mate, I'm in. They begin almost fighting with each other to who got their hand up first. So, the auction begins. It gets to about 50 thrones before the two groups of manufactorum workers begin struggling to come up with the number. Before 50, they were kind of adding in, going up above each other. 32, 34, 36, 37 between them. But now at 50, they're beginning to slow down. And, will we begin the count before another throne is added? The enforcers place their bid. We'll go 60. You hear the manufactorum workers begin to kiss and kind of bicker between themselves at that.
Right. If you guys want to bid, you got to bid now.
Liliana is waiting to see if anyone else wants to bid. If no one bids, Liliana will tell Darius to bid 70.
I hear 60 thrones. Going once.
Is anyone...
Going
That's 70,
twice.
Darius.
Yep,
No.
alright, I put my hand up and do 70.
Okay, you do 70. 70 thrones. Do I hear any more from anyone? Going once? Going twice? 80 thrones from the stony-faced individual over here.
Yeah, no.
80 thrones. Well, that is impressive indeed. Do I hear any more on 80?
Darius, just bid.
Liliana will sit back and she'll raise her hand. 100.
Okay. The stony-eyed individual looks at you, Liliana, and he perceptions you. Are you trying to hold back any ill intent?
Did pass the willpower.
No, so this is basically if you're trying to hide something, then you'll have a look.
Going based from my previous willpower, Liliana is basically stone faced right now. She is not smiling. She's not looking sad. She's not looking serious. She's just stone faced.
With a look over at you, trying to judge your character and your intent, the individual would no 200. Sorry, wrong voice. 200. By the God Emperor's might, 200.
Liliana will cock her head to the side. I would like to scrutiny him too.
Sure. Scrutiny
Double or
fellowship.
Out of character, I have a feeling like he's a kind of douchebag that will drive up the price just so you spend more.
He definitely is.
Oh, I am certain he is admin of the house.
Okay, so as you look over at him and you try to judge intentions, try to figure out what he's up to, he, much like you, has a stony face. Just a stony glance, doesn't try to give away anything. However, as you look at his posture, at his just how he holds himself, you too notice that he has not had any of his drink since he's bought it. He holds himself well, as if this is someone who's disciplined. His intent does not seem to be it doesn't seem to be, I'm trying to think of the right word here, indecent.
Malicious.
Like, he doesn't have indecent ideas about the girl. Him and his companion don't seem to really like this place either. His companion is still doing something that you're not quite sure what. Jenny, give me a logic test.
Okay.
Just one thing. When you asked me and I was stone faced, if he did pass me, my intention is not malicious either. So
You know what? We get for a fate point every session. I'm gonna spend one.
Corv really doesn't like us in this game.
Jenny, after watching his companion for a moment, logic would dictate that he has a mini data slate.
Oh.
And he's typing on it.
I'm gonna relay that. I'm gonna say, I don't think he's bidding for himself. I think he's a middleman.
I heard Beelman there and I was a little bit concerned.
He's a middleman.
can you remotely hack his data slate? Liliana will, before the bell says that she'll raise her hand and say 250.
I mean, GM, can I? I don't think I can, but can
No,
I?
you haven't got the. You'd need a portable cogitator.
Yeah.
You would need
No.
another Mechanicus implant. Well, actually, I think you already have that one. I think you need a portable cogitator, and there's a sensor I think you need for hacking.
Yep. How much is a portable cogitator?
So, 200 thrones is the bid. And do I hear any more? He looks over to your table because yours seem to be the only one still in it.
I'll raise a hand and I'll say 250.
Should have gone 400.
No.
His partner stops typing and looks up at you. And he's going to scrutinize your group with a 13.
I think they're working for the Poison Kiss.
Maybe. I
I'm
thought
not
that
there,
too, but
so.
I would say the acid riot.
He
Or the third
takes
party.
hold of his part of his colleague's shoulder, and just you see a hand clasp and slight push before his colleague looks away from the auction. Is that all done then? Let's go 250 thrones going once, twice, 300 thrones by the God Emperor's hand. From the back, in between the enforcers, the Arbite speaks.
Hey, Mordecai, you just paid for the check.
Yeah. You also got 50 of me. Something like that.
Except yours was for a legit fine. Mine was basically a bribe to get him to stop beating your ass up.
These are
Mine wasn't a legit fine.
So, 300 thrones has been bid by the Arbite. 300 going once, going
Make that
twice,
400.
400, 500.
Those bastards.
500 going once,
Liliana
twice,
was
and
for the love of the Emperor 650.
Oh, fuck.
how you gave him 500. He also has the 300 from.
Yeah, this is gonna be a costly endeavor.
How much did you got to, Liliana? You went to
650.
650. 7.
8.
You're gonna get
842. He grabs the money off the enforcers in front of him.
9.
You should have gone 843.
You see an argument begin to break out between the Arbite and the enforcers. Going once, twice, and if we're all done, sold for 900 thrones. Well, congratulations.
I'm gonna lean to Liana. You wanna split us between us two, or I'll take your silence as a yes.
Liliana would just look at her and
Hammer,
say,
yes.
Liliana would give a look like, talk about this later.
Mm-hmm.
One of the bouncers, the one by the door, the green squares are the bouncers for now. He comes over to you and to collect the money.
Yeah, I'll just remove the 900 from my sheet then for now.
Okay.
I was about to do that.
He takes the
Oh,
money.
I mean, we can split in half. Like,
He nods to the auctioneer.
Jim,
we'll
we're
just call him
splitting
that.
in half.
And you are given a leash with a girl attached, as the kind of panic and fear dissipates slightly as she looks around at the people who she's just been told own her now. She sees Darius and gets just scared and oppressed before seeing two faces that she recognizes.
Liliana will grab her face to, maintain the persona that she shouldn't be relieved. She'll just grab her face, move to one side, move to the other. It's like, yes, you'll serve me well.
Deception, please. Deception! Or deceive, or whatever it is in this.
Any bonuses or minuses for my deceive?
Nope, this will be flat, I'm afraid.
Should have just gone with intimidate.
Oh, it doesn't
Oh,
fucking
oh,
matter.
oh. Okay.
Ooh.
Fuck that
Okay.
shit out.
Okay, you act as if you were a practiced hand at owning slaves. It is almost as if you were a slave trader yourself at one point in the distant past. One of the individuals on the other side of the bar, of the catwalk, gets up and begins to slowly walk round over to your table.
Oh no.
As he gets to your table, you are presented with a data wafer and a basically piece of parchment for her work. Her indentured servitude contract. I would appreciate it if I could have a word with this one, if you don't mind.
Is this the guy that was drinking there a sec over here?
Not drinking, but had.
Yeah,
yes,
sorry.
It was one who
Yeah.
was betting in the auction. Bidding.
Let him know just he wants to speak to her alone, he said?
Yeah.
Then we'll just sorry, my slaves don't really have much to speak on their own. I should just smile.
He smiles back with a brilliant white teeth as he places his hands onto the table, and you would notice that he has in his hand, so his hands are on the table where his fingertips are on the table and his bum tip is on the table, and in his right hand you can see a badge in it. Secret police of the Munitorum. I will have a word with this girl, and I won't take no for an answer.
Liliana will smile. And she'll stand up and say, then let's head towards somewhere more private, shall we?
I don't mean you. I need her for 24 hours. Your property will be returned as is, perhaps in better conditions. You notice when he says property, he spits the word out. It is an unpleasant word coming from his lips.
Maybe...
I think I deceived people a bit too well.
I'm just gonna look at him. I'm just gonna look at him. Look at Lilia. I think we should help him.
I don't know. I don't trust him.
You don't trust anyone.
Don't do it.
Yeah, well, that doesn't change the fact that I don't trust him.
Yeah. Liliana will smile. And she'll look at Darius. Would you mind if at least my companion here accompanied you? He doesn't have to listen to anything, but he should be near my property.
we can leave together, but then she is mine for 24 hours. And no, you cannot accompany. I'll have her returned, and as I said, your property will be unharmed, if not better.
I would like to roll scrutiny on his badge.
Sure, you can do that. He does then put it away. You note very slyly, he doesn't want the rest of the... He doesn't want anyone to see his badge.
Roll sleight of hand.
I can't really tell anything about the badge.
He got a 5, so yeah, you don't even see that badge disappear as he just slips it
That's
down
why
his
you
pocket.
failed your scrutiny. Okay.
You have heard of this secret police of the Munitarum. Yeah, of the Munitarum. So, secret police of the army, set up by the Lord Governor, Lord Commander.
Before we hand her off, can I Medicaid perception her? Just make sure she
Yes.
doesn't have any invisible damage. Well, just I know her medical record to the day she was born.
Some of her bruises do give you concern, particularly the ones around the ribs. But the other cuts and scrapes, the bruises on her legs are quite bad, and quite large. Again, she's not in great condition. You're a little bit worried about the ones around her ribs, and the way that she's breathing gives you an idea that, you know, maybe she's taken one too many big beatings and is in need of a Medicaid's attention or a bit.
I'm gonna just aloud wonder. She probably needs to see a Medicaid.
And she will see one. As I said,
I
your
am
property.
qualified.
You are not sanctioned with our department. So
Liliana will take a seat again, and she'll basically adjust the cuffs on her dress.
Well, I can
And she'll
tell
just
you,
say,
there aren't many better than I on this world.
and she'll just say, "So tell me, where will I be picking her up afterwards then?"
we'll have her dropped off wherever you keep your property secure. Just give us an address.
I don't want to say Thirsty Eagle because that'll be super fucking obvious.
I mean,
You
we
can.
totally should. I mean, what else? Like, where else
the
do we
Underhive
have?
hideout, maybe?
Yeah, no.
Uh,
I would say that we should probably direct her to the first Diego.
Because
Yeah.
even if we're not there, then she's with the boys in Kiss. So.
Dodgy Daves, if it's still there.
If we're doing a handoff,
no. Liliana will look at him and say, "Is this the one with the data slate?"
No, he's still at the table.
it's a story of this dude.
Liliana's going to say, "Do you have a data slate, perhaps?"
He takes out his data slate, passes it to you.
I'm gonna ask him in High Gothic. Can you understand me? And I'm gonna start typing something in his data slate.
Very loud typing.
Okay, so he looks at you as if he knows what you're saying, but he doesn't reply.
I'm just gonna hand him like 20 thrones, and in High Gothic and buddy on this side, get her some decent clothes.
Liliana is going to type in High Gothic Thirsty Eagle.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
He reads it.
Leaning over their shoulder like, I don't speak gibberish.
He reads it and gives you a nod. Your property will be returned. He takes the leash.
Before he leaves, I will say, before you do go, what is your name and badge number, please?
Road pirate.
Agent
She will not say
Smith.
badge number. Agent Smith.
I'd scrutiny that if I could.
I will scrutiny that.
He takes out a small
fellowship?
device. Yes.
I'm going to use one more fate point.
Don't do it on that. We know it's fucking fake.
Yeah, but I want to know for sure. And I still have one fate point in case. See?
Try to
Much
get
better.
one per session. Stop it.
Using up all that good luck. I'd like to see it.
Yeah, use up a fucking 7. We need that for when we get packed with the fucking enforcers now.
So you get that he is hiding something, but you're pretty sure that's not his real name. He puts up a good try to hide it, but you're pretty sure that's not his real name.
Shock.
I am stunned and completely unscrupulous. Not the right word, but I don't care.
Sorry, I do it enough. It's fine. So he takes the leash, and as she kind of looks at you, kind of like, what the fuck? He pulls her over to him. He removes his coat and places it on her shoulders, and he gives you guys a look. And
Before he leaves, I would like to fish for something, and I'll say in High Gothic, see you around, Mr. Thorn.
He turns round and Smith, Mr. Smith, before leading the girl off. You would hear, no, roll me awareness, -10. See if you can hear what he is saying. His colleague also gets up at this point.
Oh, fuck.
You don't hear what he has to say as he leads the girl out. As he leaves, his colleague is about 5-10 meters behind, walking out. The Arbite sees all of this. He watches as the transaction goes by and then goes out. His crew don't look too happy.
I would like to ask Darius if you could follow them quietly.
Just gonna sigh and just get up. Yeah. Fuck it. Why not? Don't get yourselves in any more fucking trouble.
But then I will smile. I wonder what could you possibly mean, my friend.
Well, that was.
And she will say, "You take care, Robert."
Roll my eyes and pop a Skyrim stealth.
Just crouch.
Crouch as everybody looks around. Oh, what was that?
Must have been the wind.
What was that just now?
So, Darius, as you leave, you would overhear a bit from the enforcers. They kind of think you cheated the auction, that you were playing it between the two groups, your group and the other table. As you make your way out, give me a awareness check. -10.
Oh shit. Okay. -10. Oh shit, no, that's not -10. That's. Fuck! Fit! Fuck you! There we go.
Okay, so after quickly losing the three individuals, you soon find them again. because the girl is kind of sticking out a little bit as she's walking around barefoot. And you're able to follow them. Can you give me a stealth check? We're using stealth as shadowing, so you're trying to get in with the group of people as they're walking along, because there's got a lot of people out at the moment on the streets in the mid-hive. So you're just joining the queue of flowing traffic of pedestrians and trying to keep your target in sight without being seen.
Any way I could cheese this and use perception?
No.
Stealth perception.
I just had an idea.
Perhaps using like a vantage, like slip it into a certain position where I could use as a vantage point instead of following, just like follow the trail, like get from like key point to key point. That lets me like have a good bird's eye, or not bird's eye, but a good overhead view of where they are.
You know, I just had a thought that I will mention over the microbead, if I can.
Yeah.
I will mention does either Mordecai or Ezio still have their microbeads?
Oh yeah, Mordecai
has his. I
Yeah,
stole Ezio's.
Liliana will vocal if she can, because it's like a microbead. She will say, perhaps we should get Mordecai or Ezio to follow him because he doesn't know what they look like.
I just look at Ezio and go, looks like we're following someone else, buddy. Come on,
Yeah,
let's go.
I'll try and relay my position to them.
Sure.
Bear in mind, we don't know what this guy you want us to follow looks like.
Stone face. What? He's leading around a girl on a leash. She's got no shoes on, and he's got a companion who's cloaked.
No leg, no skirt or trousers on. She has a coat on.
Yeah, she's got a coat on.
And the two individuals they look like your group, in their dress. Neither of them has paid for the extra fancy clothes like Liliana, but they look like any other middle hiver.
Yeah.
In fact, there probably should have actually been another -10. No, because they've got the girl with her who sticks out. So, because they do just melt into the crowd, quite easily.
So I can't cheese with my.
As I drag Ezio out the car, I relay all that to him and go, same plan as last time. I follow behind in case you get into trouble again. This is what they look like.
So
and then
Darius can relay the information. You're not on the same street at the moment. So Darius, if you attempt to shadow them, it would at least get your two groups closer together.
Yeah.
Where you would be able to at least assist more. If you see them like going past the two they're meant to be tracking, you can say, no, further up the street, one with a girl with...
yeah.
Whereas at the moment, you're literally telling them what they look like as they'll walk round a corner and then onto the street that Mordecai and Ezio are on.
Yeah, okay.
So just shadow them for long enough till we get on their tail, and then you can go.
Alright, roll stealth with agility. A holes, please. Hit point! Okay. Oh, fuck you.
Okay. So,
oh dear.
The Arbite, not the Arbite, the people. Oh, hang on, wait a minute. Did I already roll? No, that was for them to move out. So, between the two of them, they haven't. Well, no, one of them's done really well, and one of them's done about as well as you have, Darius. So, it's not all ends. You notice that as they're walking, the one who's leading the girl tries to push off from his companion, and his companion, you notice, has been far more twitchy now, and he's almost slowing down a bit to let his companion a bit of room be made up between the two of them. So they are aware, but apart from that, they don't take any actions. As you come down the street, you're now on the street where your car is parked and where the underground car park is. You can see Darius. Darius, you can see Ezio and Mordecai at the entrance to the pedestrian part of the car park, kind of just looking around and just acting all casual and cool and shoot some meatball outside of the Skolam, things like that.
God fucking damn it.
So, can Ezio and Mordecai give me perception tests? Normally, you would have a -10 to it, just because Hive. Darius is assisting here, so roll it flat, because he will be giving you a +10.
Okay. Can I also do Psyniscience, if that's okay?
You can.
Nice.
Ooh, damn. Ooh, damn.
There's no
No one.
psychic,
Damn it.
so how did I play this? I think it's like 15 minutes walk.
Was it
So
awareness or perception?
I think, hang on 1 minute. So I think with your Psyniscience, you might just be able to, at the very borders. No, you're too far away from the psyker that you know of. There's no other psychic presence here except from Liliana. You would be able to detect Liliana, or someone who you think is Liliana, because it's a trained mind. That's roughly in the right direction.
Yeah, that's fine. I know most of those rolls aren't going to come up with much. It's just I just do it just in case.
Normally it is awareness. Albie,
If
not
it's awareness,
not,
then
but
it's +2 successes.
it will be fine because it is the same attribute that uses it.
Yeah, but I have a plus.
Yeah, no,
I have
that's
2 ticks in awareness.
no, that's
So
fine.
it
It's just
would
if
be
I had
+20.
said like something that you thought like inquiry, and you thought it was with fellowship, it was meant to be intelligence, I'd make you re-roll because it's a different dice. But where it's technically the same dice, same attribute, it's fine. So with an extra 2 degrees of success, you and Mordecai both pick out the girl almost immediately, as a couple of people try and leave the flow of traffic to enter a hab block. You can see that. Oh, hang on. Yeah, well, no, I can see flesh there, and you're both looking at the same person. So you were able to follow them.
I just fox over to Darius and say, "Got them. You can head back."
You can also inform Darius. They're walking right at you.
As in they're walking
Do I
right
see
at
the
Darius.
arbites
Wait,
that
wait,
gave us
wait.
trouble?
Wait, are they walking right at us or at Darius?
At you two. You were stood at
Oh,
the
okay.
entrance of the underground car park. The entrance for the pedestrians.
I go back to the car. Do I see the old arbites with it?
No,
What?
these people weren't with
These
the
aren't
Almighty.
these aren't
These were-
arbites.
Uh,
They're secret police with the Minotarum.
yeah, these are separate from them.
I go back to the car anyway. I've had enough of strangers for today.
I just give you an exasperated look and go, and I
I
kind of
advise you to follow.
I wait by the entrance, kind of trying to make it look like I'm trying to see if I'm waiting for someone.
Okay, fair enough. Yes, you do. As you stand there and wait, maybe you've got your leaning against a hab block with a foot up against the wall and looking at a chronometer that you don't own.
I do. I have one.
You have one. Okay, looking at your chronometer, looking smug.
Yeah.
As the 3 individuals, you know what to look for, so it was easy to pick out the 3rd individual. So there's a man and a woman who walk into the underground car park, past you. The other one there's now about 15 meters in between him and the girl. And the other secret police. He's made gave a decent amount of room, and as he comes down, he's very twitchy, and looking round. And does he see anyone? He does not. Does he notice anything wrong with you, Mordecai? He does not. So he too enters the car park. Ezio, as you open the car door to your vehicle, you would see a man leading a woman towards a kind of a regular looking vehicle. It's a little bit too clean for a regular use vehicle, though.
Can I see the model, the vehicle plate?
I thought you went back to the car.
He is, and that's where they've gone to.
Yeah, I would probably give it like only a few seconds, like a couple of seconds before I turn around and like swear under my breath and head into the car park to then follow them.
So do 40k. Yeah, they would have registration plates. So you can write that you've memorized the. Well, give me an intelligence test. Well, no, you've got a data slate. You
can I use awareness?
No, don't worry. You write down the. You've got a data slate, so you can write it down on there.
Does also like to write down model, any other
you don't
features.
You don't know the model. Like actually knowing a model of car when you're not from this world, you have no idea. It's a vehicle. Jenny might be able to know if she does an intelligence test. There are so many varieties of vehicle. It's a pedestrian. You know, it's that. It's not military.
All right. Could I write down then the shape, the symbols and stuff like that? Like
there are no symbols on it. There are no symbols, no brands. It's just a clean civilian vehicle, and all the other vehicles that are down here are quite dirty, quite dirty. Seeing as cleaning stuff with water costs a lot of money in a hive.
Sandblast your car. Perfectly reasonable.
As long as you want it metal, we can sandblast that dirt away. So yeah, you see this individual lead the girl down. He opens the door for her. He stands on the door side, opens the door for her, and just gestures for her to get in. She looks around like confused and not really sure, but she does get into the car as he closes the door. His partner then comes down, and they both get into the car. The way that they get into the car does suggest to you that they're watching each other's back, so he doesn't see his partner and then get in the car. He waits by the car, watching his partner come over. As his partner gets in the car, he then gets in the driver's seat and starts up the engine. And they take off.
I did relay that to Darius. It's like they leaving in a car. Do you want us to follow them? They look really twitchy.
No. Back off. Get what you can off. Get the details you can off the car and just bug out.
Might be an idea to see if Jenny can't get.
They're secret police. They probably got fake fucking shit anyway.
I probably see
question.
them drive past me as I'm walking back in, so I try and take in as much of the information of the car as.
So where you were, that brothel and club district area is all pedestrian. The way he went out is through the car entrance, which doesn't go on, so he wouldn't have actually driven past you. He would have driven in the opposite direction that you're coming in.
Yeah, but I said I was giving it only a few seconds and then swearing, turn around and following them inside. So I've just figured I saw them get in a car, but if not, that's
Oh no, you'd
fine.
Yeah, no, you probably see them get in the car, and then they start the engine and reverse out and take off.
Yeah.
So yeah, you do see them.
Yeah. I'll just try and remember. Probably not going to be able to remember much because I don't know Ezio's written stuff down. So.
Intelligence test, please. Intelligence.
It's not the worst thing in the world for me to roll. I'm going to fate point that, if that's okay.
Sure. You go ahead.
Oh!
You just don't
jeez.
remember it. You just.
I'm like, was it silver or was it
It was
white?
just too quick. It was the numbers just came at you too quick, and you weren't prepared for them. Was it a B or a D? Oh, you can't remember now.
Oh, God. I just go, fuck, I really hope Ezio saw them. Would have been helpful to have a second pair of eyes. And I head to our car and get in and get ready to chew him out for walking away.
So, the group at the Salty Nipple. The Arbite and his group seem to. Let me just see. Would he be happy? No. He's very unhappy. So he leaves. Him and his enforcers leave.
That's right, you little bitch.
It's not what we wanted. We needed to follow him.
I mean, at least he didn't spend inquisitorial funds on a slave.
Read it.
No,
Technically, they were not.
We,
They were not yet
we,
booked as Inquisitorial.
we spent money off books on a slave, technically. It's completely fine because it's
Yeah.
under the rug.
The most
Yeah.
corrupt way you could do it.
the things he took from me was the seed money from the Inquisition. So those are directly inquisitorial funds.
So, do you pack up your operation in the Salty Nipple?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
No, I wanted to buy Gretel, but I don't think I will just today. I'll just leave.
if you want to inquire about buying Gretel,
Are you going to just buy everyone in this club? Club,
is
quote unquote.
one. So it is 1d4 plus 100. Each one of the dice is 100. So it could be 200.
So-
it could be 500.
So she costs $300.
Plus 100, so 400. 400 thrones
Oh,
is
okay.
what this
so
place
plus
has
100, so
what this place has valued her at.
I'll go purchase her too.
Jesus Christ. So after a couple of minutes, well, God Emperor help us all. After a couple of minutes, the barman comes out with a data wafer and a contract. Takes your thrones and hands you the contract and a data wafer and a leash for your new slave.
I'll take my leave. I'm gonna add 2 data wafers to my inventory.
Oh dear God. Okay, so slavery has taken place. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'll never get monetized anyway. It's fine. So
Hey, you brought this upon yourself, dude.
I do.
I'm doing this for a better purpose.
Do you know
I'm
what the
doing
funny
this-
thing is? In my playthrough, I gave the audience the decision to if we should free our slave or not that we just got, and now we've got more slaves going on. It's fine. I'll get it in the fantasy game as well. So you take your new prize and go down to the car where Mordecai and Ezio and Darius, I suppose, are a little bit bemused by the fact that there's another person with you.
I would like to see if with Jenny if I can grab her coat as soon as we're in the car, and I would just put the coat over her, or if I have a coat on my I have a ton of clothes now. I like to basically just cover her as soon as she's
Sure.
in the car.
You can do that.
Jenny would not object to usage of her flag coat like that.
I'm watching them with
she-
squinty eyes.
She has been covered.
Who?
I have
What
to ask:
happened?
are you going to buy every single one? Because it's gonna get expensive, and I don't think we can explain that on the books.
What?
Liliana's
It's
gonna,
an
Liliana's gonna look at
enterprise. She's going to
Liliana's
go
gonna
on the
look at Jenny.
streets and earn money, and then that will earn more money. Then we'll get.
Liliana's
I
gonna
never
look at
paid
Jenny.
for the time, but whatever.
Liliana's gonna look at Jenny, and she's gonna say, in High Gothic, Vex, if I can, I will save each and every single person I can, as long as I have money. And she was just going to smile.
Jenny's just gonna deadpan reply. Well, the first thing they teach you as a Medicaid, you can't save them all.
So
She'll reply, doesn't mean I'm not gonna try.
you all get into the vehicle. Fortunately for you, this is. Think of it as like a mini limo where it's got the seats going all the way round, and it's 40k, so vehicles are a lot bigger. I think I said it was like a six-wheeler, personnel transport, civilian transport. So you're all able to fit in. It takes you, I believe, I can't quite remember.
Also, out of character, I do hope you took off her leash and collar, because if not, Jenny's gonna have questions.
I know, I would have taken that off as soon as I was in the car. Sorry if I didn't
So-
say that.
Are you going back to the club?
I think that's the plan.
Okay. So you go back to the club.
We've created enough mischief for one day.
It is getting quite late. I would probably put it at around 9 o'clock ish, because you met the scribe at, I think it was 6:30, 7. Then you came over to this district, got into some trouble, bought some people, had some people taken. I'd put it at around 9 o'clock, and it's going to take you 3 hours to get back to the club. So you get back by 12 o'clock. As you come into the car park, the driver bids you good day, and hands you a card, basically a data wafer. And when you put it into your data slates, it gives you the company, so you can now call and hire a car by yourselves. So yes, you go back to the Thirsty Eagle. Once there, you're informed that a shipment of drugs was delivered, and the money has been left in your rooms. And once there, you can divide it up, give some to the servitor, who then twaddles his way. Well, they twaddle their way back to give it to Ceres.
Speaking of that, Jenny would like to have a message relayed to Ceres.
Yep.
Essentially, the acid riot is operating in the Metal Hive. And she would describe their operation and the Salt in the Pool as best as she can.
Okay. That message would be relayed. You can just call her up,
I mean, it's more of a.
Okay, yeah, it's not important enough to.
It's
to
not
call.
a matter of life and death.
So the servitor
right now.
remembers this. He even says, "I will remember. I will remember this."
I would like to check up on on Tiffany, to see if she's still,
I'm gonna be right back.
down for the count.
Sure.
And
you all get
also with Urza.
You all
I
get
think Mandy was the
8,000.
one that died, right?
Saffron
Was it
died.
Saffron?
You all get 5,840 thrones added to your to your inventories. So 5840. 5840. So Urza is still in Medicaid treatment. She hasn't returned yet. Tiffany was in your room, as far as I'm aware, when you left this morning. So she is currently...
Is she still out cold?
No. She was... No, so she
back.
got... Where you had your 3 days chilling out, she came back after like the second day. So you had an evening to yourselves once she came back from Medicaid. So she was kind of out of it. You left in the morning. She was still asleep but had woken up. So at this time at 12 o'clock, you'd probably find her in the VIP section. Probably sat where Saris was, behind the desk, just going through data slates, kind of looking oddly at it, where she's having to adjust with one eye for the meantime. I don't think she's got her replacement yet.
I thought she had her replacement and she
Or
was
did-
in medical care.
Or did she already have it? Okay, we'll say that she already had it. I couldn't quite remember, and I can't find where I wrote it down. So she has her new eye. So she's still looking weird, trying to adjust to this new augment.
Yeah, because the last thing I remember from Tiffany was that she had her new eye, but she was in the recovery period, so she was completely fucked up for a while.
Oh, it might have been that then. So she might just be, as you come back, she's still just in bed, looking over data slates, awake, but like recovering.
Yeah, I'll just say hi to her. And then I'll go talk to management. I think it was Manny that was in management then. I don't remember. Because I want to ask, well, I guess I can ask Tiffany too, if she knows about anyone in the secret police that may be of help.
She did. She
Not
very did.
really. We've never had direct contact with them. I know from Saris that they were set up by the Lord Commander. They don't really do much with us down the bottom. And I haven't heard of any of the bars getting hit by them up here. They just kind of let us be. I think Saris had them show up once at the Upper Hive specialty club. Apart from that, I don't know. They say they're the eyes and ears for the Lord Commander. And they've taken over a lot of the Arbite's duties.
I see. Out of character, I do remember seeing a dude with the symbol of the Inquisition behind the Lord Commander, right?
That's
I
correct.
would have mentioned
Yes.
it too. Yeah.
I think it was Darius who saw it. Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
It
it was
was.
Darius who
I
saw
mean,
it,
Darius
and he
saw
mentioned
it
it to
with us.
everyone. Yes. So it was very, you weren't meant to notice it, but Darius did. So
I'm a little more relieved now that I know that. So I will tell Tiffany that I may or may not have bought 2 slaves to free them. One is Jane, thankfully she's still alive. And the other one is Gretel that I need to find someplace to, I need to talk to someone to have her, adjust to a free life.
Think we can start an outsourced company?
wait, the Jane from the club, she's alive. Like
Thankfully, yes.
Tiffany smiles at. Oh well, where is she?
Unfortunately, she was taken by the secret police.
But I see why you asked. No, I don't know. I don't know. Damn. Well, is she coming back?
Well, I did.
I wouldn't bet on it.
Yes, they told us in 24 hours they would return her. Well, to me.
I don't trust them.
Well,
Prepare yourself for the retrieval of a corpse. Sadly.
I don't know if there'll be. Well, let's hope she comes back then, eh? So you you freed another girl from. Well, I'm sure we can find something to do within our group. We're always happy to take in those who have been run down, you know.
She might need some time before she starts working, Tiffany. She was.
Oh, we don't just, you know, the bar work, cleaning work. We're not all fighters and.
She was working in the salty nipple, so not exactly the best place for a woman. To be honest, I want to go there and firebomb the place, but I can't exactly do that right now.
I mean,
the what?
How rich do you think it is? Could always rob it, mask it, goes in, gun blading, kill the arbiters we're supposed to kill. Make it seem like like a heist gone lethal.
Wait, I'm sorry, where are you?
Because if there's any witnesses at all, they know what we look like. Because you guys got mugged by them, and we just fucking outbid them at an auction.
Well, A, we can make gas masks, and B, we could always drape some ropes over us.
What you're trying to do is pull off a hit against Arbites. It is going to be very difficult and very likely, if we're not exceptionally careful and get everything planned out to the nines, there's always going to be a chance one of the masks is going to slip. Plus, you're also trying to do it against Arbites, and they are pretty well fucking kitted out.
We were also hired to do it subtly, Ezio.
Yeah.
Fuck subtlety, it won't work.
That is a possibility. We'll keep that in the back pocket as a backup plan.
Yeah, exactly. But for now, nothing too harsh. Let's, try to maintain a subtle approach. Sorry about that, Tiffany. Salty Nipple is say brothel, if you could call it that employs slaves as their workers. And it's right here in the hive. Well, in the middle hive. It
didn't
belongs to the acid riot.
Wait, what?
Yes, they're operating in the middle hive, which only further confirms our suspicions that they, as well as you, have a wealthy patron behind them.
Well, frack, they've never moved up from. I mean, that place was always a dive, but they.
It's getting bad.
To tell us something.
Also, you mentioned, remember the Arbite? You mentioned Romero, the one we were supposed to not kill?
Yeah.
They're getting him overworked because I suspect he asks too many questions. And so they're burying him under a landslide of work so he doesn't have time to ask those questions.
Well, that's just another reason to get rid of them, as far as I'm concerned.
And out of character, did you guys tell her about the secret policeman who hauled off the girl? Or
yes.
Okay.
Yes. Technically, we're all inside my room where she is resting, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Like I figured it was just you two till Ezio bumped in, and I was like, okay, guess we're all
yeah.
there.
To be honest, I thought so too, but
Hello.
Just walking past
We're
the
all in your
door, just
room.
like, oh, hi, yeah, I've got 2 cents. Walking past the door, oh, hi, I've got 2 cents.
I'm sorry, I did not realize that. We can retcon that if you want.
No, it's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. It's just funny. But
Jenny just emerges from under the potted plant.
uh,
Well, actually,
Mhm.
yeah, Liliana would just say, yeah, they up in life. Let's put it like that. They now have a foothold here in the Middle Hive, and I know I'm not part of the organization yet, but I really want to take that place out.
I mean, we could always go the Burgund road without Arbeitis. We're still in need of cash.
Liliana, you'd probably notice that hearing this news, Tiffany kind of goes quiet.
So, you never told us. How bad was it in there then? Like, obviously, we were stuck in the car. Just
Probably very
yeah,
bad seeing how they looked.
The music was terrible, just terrible.
yeah, music is just awful.
Well, they also serve cleaning alcohol, the likes of which you go blind after drinking.
just look at Liliana and go, if you want the place firebombed, I could arrange something.
Wouldn't that leave marks though?
I just shoot you and shut the hell up. Look, this is very clearly, we're in the presence of someone who doesn't know.
I just said marks. It could be explosive marks out of character. It's you who went it.
I mean, if you go with the inside, you'll burn down the evidence. So
I mean, when you burn down the building, the whole site is an evidence. It may be
I
shitty
mean,
evidence, but it is an evidence.
the evidence of the evidence.
Yeah.
Well, you all know how adept I am with toys of a flammable nature.
Mordecai, give us your lighter.
Oh, by the way, I'll hand Ezio back his comrade.
Problem being with
yeah,
that is
right.
it will attract too much
I
attention.
see-
Out of character. Oh yeah, nah. Sorry, my mind is blanking out.
It's okay.
Well,
Wait, did I have my combeat or did Mordecai has his?
No.
Mordecai
I
had
have
his.
mine.
Yeah,
They took
we
yours.
rolled off last time and you lost, so yours was taken and given to Darius.
Yeah, so Mordecai. They communicated with Mordecai.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just look at Liliana and ask her to repeat herself because I didn't quite catch what she was saying.
Problem being with firebombing a place is that, well, A, it would bring too much attention. B, that's not exactly a productive way to take out a place. It would be far better for us to actually take over the place and restructure it. At least that's what I think.
I mean, it's easier to take over the place when all the previous owners are dead. But
I get the
whatever you-
feeling the
whatever
owners
you-
aren't there.
whatever you want, Liliana, but just know if you want something to go that way, you do know I'm here. Same goes for you, Tiffany. If you need things burnt,
Speaking of you, how are you doing, Tiffany? You
Oh,
recovering good?
Yeah, the prosthetics getting there, I suppose.
I want to medicate perception her.
Sure.
I would like to ask: does she still have her face covered in bandages and stuff, or
There's still
Barely.
bandages on. The prosthetic eye, the augment is showing, so they have left room so that it can adapt and she can get used to the mind impulse unit moving the eye about as she thinks, and it's a new experience. It's taking some getting used to. She seems fine, Jenny. She just seems to be deep in thought and recovering at the same time. So she's had bad news about the acid riot moving up and taking ground up here. And, you know, her enemy is closer than she thought. So yeah, she's just gone quiet from that.
Does her prosthetic look like well adjusted? Like, can I tell the quality at a glance?
So the quality, I should probably have rolled an Viserys's influence, shouldn't I? To have seen how much is Sarah's willing to spend on said Tiffany, because normally it would be like a poor quality. She could probably, let's have a look. Ceres of Nightshade. She is a noble, so she's
I do remember wanting to pay for her surgery, but you know, I was told I didn't need to.
She's 4 out, so I will say that it is good quality. But she's not far out. So the eye actually is inserted. Fucking hell. Someone's been a dick with their car. Come on. Do I hear the No, I don't. Not this time. Maybe next time. So the eye is of decent quality. It is situated behind her. She can actually blink, and it looks, you know, like a cyborg eye within her eye socket, but it's actually within her eye socket. It's not on the outside.
It's not one of those bulky-like lenses that cover half of your face.
Yeah, common or poor quality is like massive. It takes most of your face. Good and master crafted, you can't really tell.
I believe Purr actually takes up a segment of your fucking head too, like your eyebrow up and a fucking cross.
No.
She still has massive scarring over her face. They haven't done much about that.
Hold up. Just one question. Does her eyes look like there's an eye that just the irises is like robotic, or
No,
is
so
it
the
basically
whole
like
eye,
a Terminator eye?
Terminator eye. The whole eye is robotic, except from it's not a red light. It's like a green, bluey green light.
Okay.
The red light is a...
Green light.
How unique is a Belful eye again?
Very, very fucking rare.
I think it's either GM discretion or near unique.
I think it's almost near unique.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Not unique. Because each of them has to be removed, and they're so.
I do know they're recycled because of their rarity.
Yeah, they don't make them anymore. So you gotta wait for someone to die.
Yeah, or if you're dead, they go at great lengths to recover it.
And Yarrick is refusing to die. So no Belfort eye for you, unfortunately.
Be worried if Yarrick was anywhere near us when he died.
So,
that's the Orc Commissar, right?
Well, yeah, we'll go with that. So, Tiffany seems to go quiet after hearing the news. So you're not going to get much more out of her, I'm afraid. It is 12 o'clock at night as well, just to let you know. quite late for a patient to be up.
Liliana would look at the rest of her group and she would be like, okay, boys and girls, shoo. Tiffany needs to rest. Come on. Shoo, shoo, shoo.
Just with a nod, I'll just wander on out.
I do that as well.
You need a consultation with the eye, you just shout.
She just grunts in return. Yeah. So,
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
24 hours will pass as you sit and wait. You can chat and do things. If there are any projects that you want to do, let me know once the session's ended, and you can do rolls on that and present your goods at one point. But 24 hours passes, and it passes, taking you to the 31st. And at about 12, after you all have some breakfast, and Tiffany is feeling much stronger today, so you spend some time chatting and talking. The rest of you can train, can go and drink, talk to the girls, have breakfast, whatever you want. But at 12 o'clock, she returns, the Wanderer. Jane. She's dropped off in a black civilian car. There is no one with her. She is dressed in basically scribe's gear. She has, military scribe's gear. So she has trousers, she has a top. Her wounds have been bandaged and treated. And she arrives at the civilian entrance to the Thirsty Eagle and walks through the door.
Liliana will get up. If she sees this, she'll move towards her and she'll hug her. And after she does that, she's gonna say, "Oh, thank God, Jane. Are you okay? Did they treat you well? I am so sorry about how I treated you in there, but I had to keep the appearances. I am really sorry."
Yeah, I got that. It's fine, and they treated me surprisingly well. They just asked questions about the acid riot and things I didn't really know the answers to, but they didn't drug me or torture me or anything. As soon as they asked a question, if I knew, I answered, and that was it.
I'm going to usher her in to have breakfast.
Yep. I mean, all the girls who know of Jane basically kind of mob her as she comes in and goes through the club into the back. Is led to one of the other girls would probably lead her to the VIP area, and then from the VIP area, the office, they bring her food and drink, get her sat down. You'd notice that Tiffany gets brought in. The strange device is brought back and put onto the table. It's switched on, and there's a strange popping noise in your heads as it feels like the air pressure in here has changed. All of a sudden, your microbeads also have no connection to the outside this bubble either. As she takes out a what's a walkie-talkie in this world? Not a microbead. The Voxcaster. She takes out a portable Voxcaster, puts it on the table, turns it on, and you hear Ceres's, Miss Nightshade's voice come through the Voxcaster. Can't remember what Ceres' voice was, so never mind.
Just swing it.
She's using a voice modulator. It's fine.
Jane, it's me. It's Ceres. I'm sorry I can't be there. I'll come as soon as I can, but don't worry. Everyone will take care of everything. But I need you to let us know what happened. Yeah, and I'm sorry, Sarah. I completely forgot to get the message passed on. The secret police also questioned Jane. There's just murmuring from the back. You kind of break out wide. What would they... Like she's talking to herself away from the receiver. Before Jane answers questions. So, from her standpoint, before the doors opened into Hablock Zeta, her and the girls from the bar had got medikits ready, had got provisions sorted, stretchers ready in case anyone was hurt. As the doors came down and they picked up their belongings moving forwards to the doors, not even for a moment thinking that the Poison Kiss could have been defeated. Once the doors came down low enough that they could see that it was the Acid Riot, those few women who were combat efficient held the line first, trying to hold back the wave, and Jane took May, the part that I'm not going to like. I'm going to hate myself for this next bit. So sorry, May, the little girl from the bar. So, Jane ran back to the Rotten Prick and started to barricade the building with the women who were not combat capable at all. Any women that were, or any of their allies that were combat efficient or somewhat efficient, took up positions inside the bar with the weapons that they had. Jane and a few of the other women went down into the storage with the children that were there, including May, the little girl who looked up to Tiffany. So the Acid Riot crashed against the Poison Kiss's defense and broke through immediately. After that, they went out on a crazed killing spree, killing whoever came into their path. Jane knows this because she was using the radio, which was, she was able to communicate with those fighters around the area. It's not strong enough to reach much further. And she said she couldn't contact the other club. Even though the radio should have been strong enough to reach the Thirsty Eagle, she couldn't. So, the Acid Riot pushed through the last defenders. Well, no, the first line of defenders. They break out and spread out. According to Jane, they very quickly overran the defenders that were here, but then something started going wrong. So there was something strange. A lot of them just started dying once they got to the club and just near the Emperor's Crown. A lot of them just started dying. But there was still enough there that there was a big fight outside the Rotten Prick. where they actually held for a couple of hours, but then they came at them with larger numbers and they broke through their defences. After killing and destroying the club, they took all the girls in the basement as prisoners. They took all the children as prisoners, and took them back. Basically gathered up all the Poison Kiss affiliated members, or merchants, stall owners. So Jane tells you that there were just loads of individuals who were just protected by the Poison Kiss, who were rounded up. All of them were taken to the Acid Riots territory, and were then put in basically large prisoner cages, until they were sold. She was there long enough to see what happened to the girls, and the girls, all the children, were sold to one buyer. A man with bright orange hair and violet eyes.
Gideon?
Did he say he was from a scholar?
She has no idea.
Actually, wait. No, I didn't see him when he was threatening the fake doctor. I only saw the back of him.
She's either Cadian or Warp Touch.
I hate the
So
fact that he
Gideon.
has violet eyes. Hmm.
Okay. That's definitely got to do with the fucking scholar. That has to, because they've been just grabbing all their fucking kids the entire time, haven't they?
There are about 30 children in total. And then after that, there was some parading that was done in the area, some partying that the Acid Riot did in their home area. A lot of the women from the club were basically just killed for entertainment, and those that weren't were then sold on. A few of the stronger women who put up a fight and survived were kept for entertainment, and she doesn't know what happened to them.
Why is Darius rolling initiative?
And
He's testing something.
About that. Yeah.
And the little girl was sold, you said, right?
Yep.
A lot of children were sold.
13 total, but only one that you know by name. It's the named ones that count.
Yeah, little May.
I
Liliana
dare to
would just
disagree.
Liliana will just, cross her arms and become, she's gonna be lost in thought.
I mean, I don't know.
Jane,
What are we gonna do?
do you know... Jane, do you know where their base is? Did they take you there? I know roughly where... I didn't go in their base. I only went to their domain. But I know where they were taking a lot of the women. They were taken to an old cathedral.
Liliana's gonna look up. Look at Jenny. Look at Darius. Just nod.
Honey.
Okay, we'll try and get you some maps and see if you can locate where it was they took you, and we'll see if we can get someone in there to see if that is their base or not. If it is, then I'll organize some things.
I think we should also ask the important question. Who is bankrolling their operation? Because if they are in the Middle Hive, they need a wealthy patron, much like Miss Nightshade. You may not like it, but that's very likely what it is.
Maybe this man
I
that
like
bought
really
the
know
children.
Could be if he's wealthy enough to run a scholar of his own. I imagine he's wealthy enough to bankroll a gang.
I still haven't found any more leads to what's going on there, which is odd. It's normally easy to find out who funds these places, but with this Scholam Tarenia, there's so many walls. I don't understand why.
Then I reckon the secret police is gonna go snooping around in there. Good for us. Maybe we should join them in that.
They looked awfully twitchy when they took Jane. I doubt they're ready to trust us in any
They
capacity.
did make me, don't forget. Or may have made me or something.
If you wanted to go to the Scholam Tarenian, you could. It's an option. It's on public record where it is. But you'd need to make up your own cover story.
Yeah.
What did you go with, by the way? Your idents for walking around here.
How many people are here again? Is it just the higher ups?
Yeah, it's just the higher ups and Jane.
Liliana will perk up, give a cordial bow and say, "Pleasure to meet you. I am Anna Pondsmith."
You bow to a radio. The radio stares back at you with no.
And to everyone in the room.
Okay, so the gists of your new identity have been relayed to her. She tells you that she might be able to assist you then. Her family deals in the oh god damn it, I had the word for it. So her family and her family business deals in the operation of running orbital shuttle times to and from the planet, and thus the space station above, where they can refuel and refit ships to a very small degree. Her family is actually in charge of running the shuttle service. The maintaining is obviously left to the Mechanicus, so it's just their family that do the pilots, the schedules, the fuel costs, all that side of it.
Can definitely use that. That will add perfectly to the cover.
Orbital Transit Deployment Scheduling. The Department of Orbital Planet Transport Scheduling. I think that's what I made her thing, which is why I forgot it.
I mean, everyone that comes in and comes out from this planet has to go through them, so that's a lot of power.
No, she doesn't handle customs. That's a different department. She just handles the down and up and the logistics of keeping those crafts fueled and on time and schedule.
I mean, still
Pilots
pretty
see
good.
things, hear things.
Yeah.
I assume we overlay our cover identities to her.
I mean, since
Sure.
these are just the higher ups, Liliana would have no problem revealing hers, like she did.
Yeah, Jenny would also share her cover story. She's essentially Vex Astora, currently on contract for the Pondsmith family.
I just shrug and say I'm just another hired grunt.
Liliana taps Darius. Yes, good old Bob.
Bob,
Robert, to people who don't know me, which is a lot of people.
Liliana keeps tapping. Good old Bob.
Robert Bob B. Bobbington.
Hey, it's better than
I-
you literally.
No,
cutting
I actually dropped
human
that
beings.
B bobbing in bit.
It's
Well, B
Robert.
really.
It's Robert Bob Ayan, right?
Robert Bob B Aid. I'll fix it. Give me a second. Oh, fuck it.
And I
More
do believe Ezio is still Angus.
Let's go. Mordred Kai, here to keep an eye on her.
Agnes, logistics and muscle.
There you go.
Agnes? Wait, I'm confused.
I thought it was Angus, but we had this
We've
last time.
had this conversation
yeah,
a lot of
no.
times.
I'm just gonna keep at Angus/Agnes. We don't actually know.
It was Angus, I just wrote it down. I made a typo. Probably the reason why he said Agnes in the first place.
There you go. Robert Bob B Aid.
Agnes. Angus, logistics and muscle.
I'm just gonna call you both.
So,
Depending on which is most fun at the opportunity.
Yes.
as you all are in the VIP office, Tiffany sat at the table, the radio on. Jane sat in a chair, and you all sat around discussing your new identities and taking in the information that you've been given. There's a slight flicker as the camo field that surrounds our servo skull pick recorder just gives out a little bit, as it is then covered again in complete invisibility as it hovers around the group one last time before going out through the null field to project its recordings.
Oh shit, it's a null field? I should be
That-
very uncomfortable.
Nullification field nullifies, so recording information doesn't work within it. It's not Psychana though.
Yeah.
And that is where we end our episode for this week.
Ooh.
We will find out in the next episode if our group decides to go just ham with the Arbites or what they'll go with, because they're getting more and more information and they're seeing more dots connect. But will we see a plan in action next time? You'll have to tune in to find out. So, I certainly hope you've enjoyed this episode and are looking forward to future episodes to come. So, I keep saying so many times.
So,
Take care, everyone.
So,
And as always,
So,
bye-bye for now.
So
Praise
So-
Zone.
So see ya.